What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Big T, right here with all of you guys right here today. And this is your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show for today, Monday, August 7, 2023. Cody Rhodes speaks, and he tells us what is next for him. This is your WWE SummerSlam 2023 Fallout show. So what I want you guys to do right now is kick back, relax. We're going to get this party started in just a little bit here. And your WWE will hit the introductions, and your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show will be coming your way next. Don't go away, because I will be right back.
This is M-Dog 20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you are checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T. Thank you, man. Big T.
Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring, Dave T.
How's everybody out there tonight? How's everybody doing? We're ready for WWE Monday Night Raw here. That's what we're gonna get into. Alright guys, how you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm your host Big T right here with all of you right now. This is your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show for today, Monday, August 7, 2023. You guys know what to do. Check out the website, www.beyondtheringwithbigt.com. You can call into the show live on Skype using BigT_119. Follow me on Twitter at BeyondTheRingBT. Like me and follow me on Facebook at Beyond the Ring with Big T. Follow me on Instagram at Beyond the Ring with Big T. Everything you need is there. Hashtag Justice for Pretty. And don't forget to donate to the show using the PayPal link that's pinned to the top of the YouTube live chat and the Facebook live comments, and the PayPal link's pinned to the top of the description of this video and every single video that I do. Any amount that you guys can donate to the show, big or small, would be very much appreciated. It really helps the channel out, so thank you guys very much for all of that. And now that we got everything that we need, we can go ahead and just get right in to everything that we got on the show tonight, so I hope you guys are ready for it. I mean, you know, to be honest, was the show anything great? No. Was it bad? Not really. I would say, I guess, decent. It's setting up, you know, feuds for Payback and everything else. I don't know, but something just, it still feels kind of off to me. But I don't know. You know, you guys can let me know what you think. I'm just saying that's how I'm feeling about the show. But, you know, we'll get into it here and talk about it right now. So let's go ahead and do that. WWE Monday Night Raw review and results for Monday, August 7th, 2023. We hear from Becky Lynch, The New Day returns, we got a 6-man tag team match and more. So tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw episode for Monday, August 7th, 2023 is coming to us live from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota, with a special first commercial-free hour. So the first hour is commercial-free. Before she collides with Trish Stratus on next week's Raw in a rematch from WWE Night of Champions, Becky Lynch has something to get off of her mind tonight, as the issues between both women have been well documented over the past few months, and Trish Stratus came out on top as the winner of their first match. Although nothing else has been made official for tonight's Raw, WWE SummerSlam 2023 is now in the history books, and the ripple effects of SummerSlam will surely be felt as the fallout begins. Cody Rhodes could possibly be providing an update on what's in store for him in light of his win over Brock Lesnar, even teasing such over on his Twitter page. World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins, Women's World Heavyweight Champion Rhea Ripley, Undisputed Tag Team Champions Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and Intercontinental Champion Gunther are also all slated to be in town as per WWE's event page. So this is the WWE SummerSlam 2023 Fallout show for Monday Night Raw tonight. And the show's live, kicks off with a video, featuring highlights from each match on the SummerSlam card. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett greet audiences at home as Cody Rhodes makes his way down to the ring. So first off, we hear from Cody Rhodes to start the show off. Cody Rhodes asks Minneapolis, Minnesota, what do you guys want to talk about? Cody then says he thinks they should talk about one of Minnesota's own, Brock Lesnar. Cody says that he's had the privilege, honor, and misery of standing across from Brock in the ring and surviving him. As Cody says he never could have imagined Brock Lesnar shaking his hand following the conclusion of their SummerSlam match, and Cody recounts a conversation with his mother from earlier today about such, as Cody recalls his mother telling him that Brock acknowledged him, and Cody says he feels like he could beat anyone in the world following SummerSlam. It's like they're throwing a couple Easter eggs there of, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, leading to their second match because, Brock Lesnar acknowledged him, Cody Rhodes, and saying he feels like he could beat anyone in the world. Seems like a couple dropped hints towards Roman Reigns. But anyway, right after this, Seth freaking Rollins, his music hits, he makes his way down to the ring. Seth welcomes all the fans to Monday Night Rollins and then says that Cody was the first man to come to the ring and interrupt him when he discussed his future several weeks back. As Seth says he's here to return the favor, and since Cody says he feels like he could beat anyone, then why not put it to the test? So right when do you think this is leading to maybe Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes kind of rekindling their feud and going at it with each other? The Judgment Day's music hits, and Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley, they all appear. No Finn Balor though, but Damian Priest says that Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins seem to think that they run Raw. Rhea then chimes in saying that, no, you guys don't run Raw because the Judgment Day does. Priest says that Seth does not dictate what happens with championships because Judgment Day does, between his Money in the Bank briefcase and the titles Rhea Ripley and Dominic both hold. He tells Cody that even though he's done with Brock, he is not done with Dominic, as he asks Cody what he will be doing tomorrow while Dominic is defending the North American Championship on NXT. Right at this point, Finn Balor blindsides Seth from behind as Priest and Dominic attack Cody. Sami Zayn runs down to the ring to even up the odds and clotheslines Priest out of the ring. Cody catches Dominic with the Cody Cutter, and Seth hits Finn with a big boot. Once Judgment Day is sent crashing out of the ring, Cody challenges Judgment Day to a 6-man tag team match between himself, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, and Seth Rollins against the Judgment Day of Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio. I mean, pretty much the same iteration of main event matches that we've been getting the last week, and now we just got Cody Rhodes added into the mix on this one. So, I mean, the segment wasn't bad. The down part of it was actually, knowing that we're getting the 6-man tag main event pretty much is like what we've seen many times before. I mean, how many times can you just keep doing the same match and beating it into the ground or different combinations of the same match? It's like they gotta start doing better creatively here. But this is how the show started off. So that was starting point. We then head over to a video of Adam Pearce talking with Ricochet, Tommaso Ciampa, Matt Riddle, and Chad Gable, as Pearce says he has an opportunity for all 4 of these men. A fatal 4-way number 1 contenders match for a shot at Gunther in the Intercontinental Championship. So the 4 aforementioned men then make their way down to the ring, and now we got a fatal 4-way number 1 contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship featuring Tommaso Ciampa, Ricochet, Matt Riddle, and Chad Gable. So the bell rings, and Ciampa goes after Gable, while Riddle and Ricochet go at it. The 4 men then take turns rolling one another up, but are all unsuccessful in scoring a pinfall. Ciampa fires off some chops on Riddle in the corner before Riddle cinches in an ankle lock on him. Gable does the same to Ricochet, but both make it to the bottom rope to break the hold and slide out of the ring. This leaves Gable alone with Riddle, and the 2 men wear one another down. Ciampa gets back inside and dumps Gable out of the ring, but Ricochet catches him with a crossbody off the top rope and a standing moonsault. Riddle then plants Ricochet with a suplex and goes for a pin, but Gable breaks up that fall. He then plants Riddle face first, but is caught with a reverse DDT by Ciampa. Ciampa delivers a forearm to Ricochet, but Ricochet gets him up on his shoulders and lands a pair of double knees as he ascends to the top. But Riddle meets him up there. Ciampa joins in on the fun, and Gable pulls all 3 men off the top at once, with a German suplex as we see Gunther backstage watching the action on a television monitor. So Gable cinches in an ankle lock on Ciampa, but Ciampa makes it to the bottom rope to break the hold. Gable pulls Ciampa back to the center of the ring, but Riddle breaks things up and delivers a ripcord knee. He lands another one on Ciampa and then sits him on the top rope and joins him up there as he lands a superplex. Ricochet and Gable then hit a moonsault and a diving headbutt to Ciampa and Riddle respectively, but Ciampa and Riddle both manage to pin them. Ricochet and Gable, then they kick out. So all four men exchange right hands, forearms, kicks, and chops with one another before Ciampa dumping Riddle on the ring apron. Gable is dumped to the outside. Riddle lands the floating bro. Gable then catches Riddle with a DDT off the ropes as he gets back in the ring. Ricochet looks to go flying, but Ciampa avoids the maneuver with a knee and follows it up with a backstabber. Riddle hits Ciampa with the Roderick and then exchanges forearms and chops with Gable. Gable looks for a suplex on Riddle, but Ricochet intercepts him and plants Riddle. Gable looks for a German suplex on Ricochet, but Ciampa prevents him from doing so. Gable then manages to deliver a German suplex to Ciampa and pin him for the 1-2-3 in the pin of the win. Your winner and the new number one contender for Gunther and the WWE Intercontinental Championship is Chad Gable. And after the match, Chad Gable gets out of the ring, goes up to the security wall in the crowd, and he grabs his son, and Gable does a lap around the ring with his son. So I'm assuming Gable and Gunther is going to be for the Intercontinental Championship at Payback. Don't know for sure. I also don't know for sure if Gunther will have the Intercontinental title record of the Honky Tonk Man's reign broken by then. If he does, then I'm going to say Chad Gable will win the title from Gunther. But if Gunther doesn't have the record broken yet, what would probably happen more than likely is that Gunther will somehow cheat to win, beat Gable, to where Gable, him getting another shot will be warranted, and then Gable would beat him. Because they gotta have Gunther break the record with this title and then lose it in the fall, so that way you can start gearing Gunther for the Royal Rumble. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gunther would be somebody that would win the Royal Rumble match. He's moving up the ladder pretty quick, so, that could be a possibility. But, this is a good match, a fun match. The right man won, Chad Gable. You saw, last week when Gunther and Gable had that match that was a little over 5 minutes or whatever. What great of a job that they did together in the ring. And Chad Gable, him winning the Intercontinental Championship would just be perfect. And then you could start building Chad Gable, as a top contender in WWE, because I really think he could do a lot for the Intercontinental Championship and have a lot of great matches with a lot of people in the mid-card scene. So I think this would just be perfect all the way around. That's my opinion. Let me know how you guys feel about that, but that's kind of where I'm at. Anyway, after this, after Gable, celebrates with his son, great match, great moment. We then head backstage and we see Cody Rhodes arguing with Seth freaking Rollins. Sami Zayn then intervenes and says while he knows that Cody and Seth have a storied history with one another, they all have to band together to take down the Judgment Day and put a stop to their rampage. So Sami then asks Cody and Seth if they can do that. And both men say they're cool with it. Sami notes, it doesn't feel cool after both men just walk off and away from each other. So that's something to keep your eye on. Next up, we then head backstage and we see The Miz heading to a photo shoot as a staff member stops The Miz and tells him he has to wait his turn. The Miz says he doesn't wait, and then the next thing you know, he takes off his sunglasses, looks, and, the camera pans around to reveal that the photographer that is there is shooting, taking pictures of LA Knight. Miz becomes frustrated and tells the staff member Adam Pearce will be hearing about this. So we'll have to see how that goes. But it's like, out of all the people for LA Knight to have a feud with, why The Miz? Number one. Number two, are we just throwing the brand extension draft rules out of the window? Because, LA Knight's SmackDown, Miz is Raw, and you're going to put them in a feud together. You're kind of throwing draft rules out the window, which makes WWE look and sound extremely hypocritical with that situation. Just saying. So, anyway. We go back at ringside. Shinsuke Nakamura heads down to the ring, and Big Bronson Reed follows. So we got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Big Bronson Reed. The bell rings, and both men lock up. Reed lands a shoulder tackle and then mocks Nakamura. Nakamura delivers a series of knees to his midsection and then stomps on his spine. He runs the ropes, but Reed catches him with a back elbow and a headbutt as he follows it up with several shoulders to Nakamura's midsection and then lands a vicious forearm and an elbow to Nakamura's spine. He gets Nakamura up on his shoulders, but Nakamura escapes and delivers a sliding knee to Reed as he delivers a running kick to his head and then follows it up with a baseball slide to Reed on the outside. So both men get back in the ring. And Reed looks for the power slam, And Nakamura escapes and runs the ropes, but he ends up running into Reed. And Reed then delivers an elbow drop and then sends Nakamura crashing to the outside. So we go to commercial, and then we come back from the commercial break. Nakamura delivers the big boot to Reed and follows that up with a knee off of the apron as both men go back and forth with forearms before Nakamura gains the upper hand. Nakamura gains the upper hands with a series of kicks as Nakamura ascends to the top and goes flying. But Reed intercepts him and plants him with a power slam. He follows it up with a power bomb and goes for a pin, but Nakamura kicks out. Reed catches Shinsuke with a clothesline and ascends to the top. And then Bronson Reed looks for the tsunami, but Nakamura gets out of the way. Reed splashes the ring as Reed is starting to get back up. Nakamura catches him with a knee, almost like a modified Kinshasa to the back of his head. And then Nakamura waits, not really going for the pin. And Nakamura then follows that up with the, straight on face shot Kinshasa, the original Kinshasa, for the 1, 2, 3 and the pin and the win. So your winner here is Shinsuke Nakamura. Not really a bad match. I'm surprised that they had, Nakamura beat Bronson Reed. But, the match, even though this feud was kind of there, it just didn't feel like a match that was like, wow, I gotta check this out or anything like that. It was okay. It was a serviceable match, but I'm just saying nothing special. Shinsuke Nakamura is your winner. Anyway, We then head to a video of Raquel Rodriguez being checked on in the medical area following her attack at the hands of Rhea Ripley a few weeks ago. But the doctor is still unable to clear her for in-ring competition. Can already tell you, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, Women's World Championship at Payback. But anyway, Raquel Rodriguez being checked on in the medical area following her attacks at the hands of Rhea Ripley a few weeks ago, but the doctor is still unable to clear her for in-ring competition. We go back at ringside. Becky Lynch makes her way down to the ring, so we hear from Becky Lynch. Becky says the man has come around to Minneapolis, and then says that she is close to the end. Becky says she has been scratching, clawing, and overcoming obstacles over the past few months, and while she is tired and weary, she finally puts an end to her issues with Trish Stratus next week. Becky says it will be a match between the greatest of the last generation and the greatest of the current generation and all the generations beyond this one, without any interference from Zoe Stark. So, of course, formulaic WWE, Zoe Stark's music hits, she appears, Zoe says that Becky's obsessed with Trish, and both Trish and Zoe have beaten Becky, as Zoe says that Becky is scared of her, and Becky made sure that she was banned from ringside because she's scared. And Becky says that Zoe is gifted, but that is also her downfall because Zoe is too good for her own well-being and gets handed everything. And Becky says Trish is dragging her, Zoe around. And Zoe defends herself as she calls herself amazing and says that Becky is just jealous of her. And at this point, she says Zoe says that Trish picked her as her second in command because she is the fastest rising star out there. Now this leads, Shayna Baszler's music hits. Shayna Baszler makes her way down to the ring. Becky says that Shayna looks rough, and Shayna tells Becky, you should see Ronda Rousey. Shayna brags about beating Ronda and driving her out of the WWE, and then says although she wasn't invited to Becky and Zoe's party, she could not take notice when Zoe called herself the baddest. And Zoe says Shayna is the baddest punching bag of all time, and then says that she will send her packing just like Ronda Rousey did. So Becky then suggests a match between Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark and calls for Adam Pearce to come down to the ring and make the match official. Pearce appears and calls a referee and, then does just that. So at this point, we go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. We see Finn Balor and JD McDonough chatting with each other. Damian Priest walks in and asks to talk to Finn Balor alone, but Balor says anything he has to say to him, he can say to JD because, Finn Balor and JD McDonough have been friends for whatever, knew each other 25 years, friends, but Priest confronts Balor about not sticking to the plan at SummerSlam. And Balor says that he decided to do the same thing tonight. So both men get into a heated confrontation. And Rhea Ripley breaks things up as Rhea says they are not doing this again. And then Rhea tells them that they are acting like children. as Rhea says they need to get on the same page, and both men agree. JD McDonough chimes in and says that Damian Priest's Money in the Bank briefcase is driving a wedge between all of them in the Judgment Day. And to get rid of the briefcase. But I mean, I highly doubt Damian Priest is just going to cash in because of something JD McDonough said. You know, Damian Priest has to be smart here and play the smart. Next up here, one-on-one, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. The whole segment leading up to this is like, was nothing spectacular at all. But Shayna Baszler versus Zoe Stark. And, if you know how Becky tweeted on SummerSlam Saturday, you know what she was doing? She was making lemonade, chopping up lemons. She took a picture, put it up on her Twitter and Instagram like that. And of course, WWE, you know, just because something happened, you know, that was more than likely organically, you know, it's crazy. But anyway, after this, let's see. Oh, the lemonade thing, that was stupid. I mean, watch. Becky will be coming out with lemonade now and probably have a lemonade t-shirt. I mean, WWE just, I don't know. I don't know why they got to do the shit that they do just because someone tweets out, hey, you know, I'm at home making lemonade because I'm not on SummerSlam. Now they want to just beat this lemonade thing into the ground. But bell rings, both women lock up. We see Becky, you know, drinking lemonade. She's sipping on lemonade at the announce desk. As she watches on while Shayna delivers a shoulder tackle to Zoe, she cinches in an ankle lock, but Zoe escapes and jams her elbow into Shayna's eye, her black eye that's still swollen. Zoe responds with a stomp to Shayna's midsection and a snapmare, but Shayna fires off some kicks on her thighs before landing one on her chest, as she then delivers a back suplex and clotheslines Zoe out of the ring and follows her out there. Both women get back inside the ring, and Zoe delivers an enziguri to Shayna from the ring apron as she follows it up with a drop kick off the top rope. We go to commercial, come back from the commercial break. Shayna delivers a shoulder tackle and a step-up knee as she follows it up with a German suplex. But Zoe fires back with a kick to her head and goes for a pin. Shayna kicks out. Zoe lands a kick to her head and then looks to go flying off the ropes as Shayna intercepts her, and before the action spills to the outside and Zoe goes flying off the top rope, both women get back in the ring and Shayna plants Zoe with the world's baddest slam, also known as the Piper's Pit, Ronda Rousey's same move for the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win. You know, so the Piper's Pit slam is now the world's baddest slam. It gets the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win. Your winner is Shayna Baszler. The match was what it was. Nothing special. I mean, I've seen worse women's matches, but I've also seen better women's matches. This just was what it was. And yeah, nothing spectacular here. Anyway, moving on. Shayna Baszler wins. We then head backstage to Shinsuke Nakamura and Byron Saxton, but the interview becomes derailed after we hear a noise and see JD McDonough attack Sami Zayn. And then one thing I noticed with Sami Zayn, and I'm sure you guys noted too, did you guys notice that Sami Zayn looked like he had a softball on his elbow? And it made me wonder, I'm like, my God, is this going to be the same thing like John Cena? When John Cena had that same, like, ball of fluid on his elbow, and it was from a torn triceps, and then Cena was out for a while. You know, does Sami Zayn have the same injury, a torn triceps? Because definitely how his elbow looked, I mean, it's not normal. It looked like he had a softball on his damn elbow. So, I mean, there's something going on there, when the news breaks, we'll know. But I mean, they haven't put no news out on it or anything. But I think Sami Zayn might be dealing with a serious injury here, like John Cena back in the day. But, JD McDonough attacks Sami Zayn. And then we go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. Otis and Maxime Dupree head down to the ring as Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci follow. So, before I get into the next match, as far as, the whole Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler thing, there was a piece of news here that did come out about Ronda Rousey. And you could, think of it and take of it what you will. But WWE's Ronda Rousey says she has no reason left to stay in the wrestling business. Ronda Rousey is a shattered woman after her loss to Shayna Baszler in an MMA rules match at WWE SummerSlam on Saturday night. Ronda Rousey lost by technical submission after passing out in Shayna Baszler's signature Kirifuda clutch, and now it seems that Ronda Rousey may not be much, longer for the wrestling world because she's looking to find her way out of it, and maybe this is it. Ronda Rousey put up a photo of herself on Instagram and added Shayna Baszler in it. And this is what Ronda Rousey had to say, and I quote, "You were the reason I got into this business," Ronda wrote to Shayna on Instagram. And Ronda continues with her quote here by saying, "Now I got no reason to stay." End quote. Ronda Rousey has been reported to have a hard out for either a hiatus or a possible departure from WWE, which was supposed to happen well before WrestleMania 40. An injury to Ronda earlier this year affected booking, which led to Shayna betraying Ronda in the middle of their WWE Women's Tag Team title defense at Money in the Bank, as opposed to a longer, subtler story, which could have seen cracks in the relationship form over time. Now, while there does seem to be a certain finality to Ronda's statement, it is possible that Ronda Rousey could return to the WWE sometime in the future. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler had been hoping to have a feud for some time now, as there's truth to Ronda's statements that Shayna Baszler introduced Ronda Rousey to the world of professional wrestling, leading to her debut at WrestleMania 34. Now, since then, Ronda has been a multi-time champion, as well as a WWE Women's Royal Rumble winner. Despite their feud, even Shayna Baszler agrees that Ronda Rousey has a legitimate passion for the wrestling business and works hard to get better. So, that's everything you need to know there. As far as Sonya Deville, throw this news in there real quick. WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Sonya Deville reportedly out indefinitely after suffering a torn ACL. The WWE Women's Tag Team division has been plagued by injuries, creative differences, and other disasters, and another unfortunate chapter now has written in the book of the division's many just problems. TMZ is reporting that WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Sonya Deville suffered a torn ACL on July 28th in a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship defense against Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. Sonya Deville is reportedly out indefinitely with the knee injury, as it will require surgery. WWE is set to address the situation on Raw, as Sonya has been a champion alongside Chelsea Green since July 17th, while both women defeated Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan to win the women's tag titles on Raw. Now, the women's tag titles were recently unified with the WWE NXT Women's Tag Team Championships in June. when the former champion Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey defeated Alba Fire and Isla Dawn on WWE Friday Night SmackDown. Neither Alba Fire nor Isla Dawn has been seen on WWE programming ever since. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler had previously won the championships after they had been vacated due to an injury to Liv Morgan sustained, during a championship match. Damage Control member Dakota Kai tore her ACL in the same match. And all this came on the heels of the titles being vacant for 101 days after reigning champions Naomi and Sasha Banks walked out of the company over their creative differences. Both women have gone on to win title gold since leaving WWE, though Sasha has also suffered a significant injury. 9 pairs of women have held the title since they were reinstated, but only one of those reigns has gone past 50 days. And 4 have failed to eclipse 25 days. Assuming the belts are vacated once again on tonight's Raw episode, they will make the 5th. It has also been more than 2 full years since the second reign of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, since the women's tag team champions successfully defended their titles, 3 times in a row. So there you go. That's news on Sonya Deville. And the only other news they have, Sonya Deville actually breaks her silence on her injury. And she has this to say. Sonya Deville on her ACL tear. My life has been a journey of trials and tribulations. Sonya Deville has opened up about the injury she recently sustained, which will put her on the shelf for an extended period of time. Sonya Deville confirmed a recent report which said that she had suffered an ACL injury and went into detail about it on her social media. Sonya Deville says, and I quote, "As all of you probably already know and heard, I've torn my left ACL. Last week on SmackDown, in my match against Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair, obviously I will be out for an extended period of time due to the fact that I have to get surgery tomorrow." Sonya Deville thanked all the fans that have supported her and sent her well wishes on her road to recovery, and she says this, and I quote, "Obviously it's super bitter to say that it's come to an end due to an injury, especially it being my first injury in wrestling or sports in general." Sonya says, and I quote, "It is super disappointing, and it could not have come at a worse time. My life has been a journey of trials and tribulations, just how so many others have been. We all go through ups and downs, but something that has always been part of my character and who I am is I love being tested. I love testing my willpower and strength and my mental and physical durability," said Sonya Deville. She continued by saying that coming back from the injury will give her more motivation and passion for wrestling. Sonya Deville is one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, which she holds alongside Chelsea Green, as both women won that title, which is the first championship for both superstars in WWE on WWE Monday Night Raw last month on July 17th when they defeated Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. So yeah, Sonya Deville's going to be out for a while. Can't wait till they take the titles off of Chelsea Green. Wrong woman got injured out of the team, if you ask me. Chelsea Green, just take the title off of her, Vince, and fire her, please. God, I'd love to see her gone. That'd be a dream come true. But anyway, that's what we have there, and we'll see what happens. Next up, this match was a complete waste. I can't say anything about this was good. This is like the first match that just didn't really tickle anybody's fancy at all. Ludwig Kaiser with Giovanni Vinci in his corner going up against Otis with Maxine Dupree in his corner. This all started because, Ludwig Kaiser tried to talk to Maxine Dupree backstage in her locker room, blah, blah, blah. I really don't care. I don't give a shit about this. I don't know why people do or why they even care, because this is just, and then Otis challenged him to a match. It's like, I don't want to see these two wrestle for what? The bell rings, both men lock up. Kaiser fires off some right hands on Otis, but Otis gets fired up and lands a shoulder tackle as he follows it up with a body slam and charges at Kaiser in the corner, but Kaiser ducks out of the way. Otis is sent crashing into the ring post shoulder first. Maxine Dupree hops up on the apron and gets in Kaiser's face, allowing Otis to, really lay in the right hands on him. Anyway, he follows that up with a splash in the corner before Otis sets up with a caterpillar. And Vinci hops up on the apron. Otis suplexes him into the ring. And while the referee is being distracted, with getting him out, Gunther appears out of nowhere, gets in the ring, delivers a big boot to Otis' head and face, and then Ludwig Kaiser delivers his finisher for the 1-2-3 and the pin to win, and your winner is Ludwig Kaiser. Match sucked to me. After the match, Imperium continues beating down Otis, but Chad Gable runs down and makes the save, as Chad Gable then stares down Gunther. Now that was okay, but yeah, everything else in between, Anyway, we then head backstage to Jackie Redmond, who used to be on Raw Talk, but now she's backstage announcer for Raw. Ludwig Kaiser wins. I still can't believe that. But Jackie Redmond's back there. And next thing you know, Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins emerge from the medical area. And Jackie asks for an update on Sami Zayn. And Cody lets Seth take the interview. And Seth says that Sami will not be medically cleared tonight, as he says it will be a 3-on-2 match, and possibly even a 3-on-1 match, because pretty much he doesn't know if he can trust Cody or not. So Shinsuke then walks in and offers to be Cody and Seth's teammate. So Nakamura offered to be Cody and Seth's teammate, telling it to Seth, and then Seth agrees. So now we got Shinsuke Nakamura taking Sami Zayn's place. That is what it is, guys, honestly. With that, just gotta see where it goes. Not much you can do. Let's see. Back at ringside, The Miz heads down to the ring. LA Knight confronts The Miz. The Miz asks if he missed something and questions where his respect is. And Miz says he came to his show tonight only to find LA Knight taking his time for his photo shoot. As Miz says, he was taught respect when he first became a WWE superstar. Like shaking hands with everybody back there, just anything he can to earn anybody's respect. But The Miz says LA Knight never introduced himself to him or shook his hand. And Miz says that he is sick and tired from the lack of respect from the new talent in the WWE today. So as this goes on, LA Knight's music hits and LA Knight makes his way down to the ring. LA Knight, of course, does his thing. Let me talk to you. LA Knight then says, despite the fact he thought they had a great introduction in the Slim Jim Battle Royal at SummerSlam, apparently that wasn't enough. LA Knight formally introduces himself and offers his hand to The Miz, but The Miz refuses to take his hand. To take it, and says, if you strip away all of LA Knight's charisma, then you actually get LA Knight. Miz says, well, the fans love LA Knight. The Miz sees LA Knight as an Attitude Era cosplayer, and that's in the ring. LA Knight says he has no problem with The Miz, but he doesn't want to make things personal either. Miz says he takes his career extremely personally, and Miz says he has made himself indestructible over the last 20 years. As The Miz asks LA Knight, what has he done in that time? And LA Knight says he's been making himself a dangerous man. As he says he's been clawing and scratching while WWE bet on all the wrong horses. And the only reason The Miz got a 20-year head start is because he's safe. It's a better word for boring. He says everyone knew Miz could be smacked around, and he took it. While LA Knight was always told they could never take a chance on him. So, he says he is not, one to be messed with, and he won't take any crap. As he says, although he hasn't won countless titles like The Miz, his career has yet to be in the toilet. And he doesn't mind making Miz a stepping stone to the main event. Miz says he is the main event, and LA Knight is not on his level. LA Knight says, that's an interesting theory, considering he's looking right at him, and tells The Miz to prove him wrong. And then both men prepare for a brawl. The Miz shakes, hands first. Then he rains down right hands and looks for the skull-crushing finale. But LA Knight escapes. And then he executes the BFT, the blunt force trauma. And let's see, he then shakes Miz's hand. And as The Miz, just lays still on the mat, so... yeah, Miz got his handshake in, but he was already unconscious. That was that. Segment was what it was. I mean, LA Knight makes it better when he comes out. You just hear him doing the yeah thing. It's pretty cool. But I mean, do I want to see The Miz and LA Knight in a feud? No, not at all. Not at all. The Miz is way too safe for a worker. But anyway, we then head over to a video clip from the Viking Raiders. And they, who throw out an open challenge to anyone who wishes to step up to them. And Valhalla then heads down to the ring, and their mystery opponents follow and reveal themselves to be the returning Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day. There was a report that came out about this earlier before Raw, and you can see how accurate it was. There was a report of the New Day returning on tonight's Raw. And it says here, it's the update, August 7th, 2023, 10:24 p.m. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods did in fact return on the August 7, 2023 episode of Raw, defeating the Viking Raiders in a tag team match and later appearing in a backstage segment that Big E did not appear in. So, massive return is set to occur on tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw episode, which is currently in progress. According to Fightful Select, The New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and presumably the injured Big E are returning on this episode. So anyway, Big E has been dealing with a neck injury for over a year now, since March 2022, and Big E has since had neck fusion surgery, but there is still no timetable for his return to the ring. Over SummerSlam weekend, Big E revealed that some doctors have advised him to never wrestle again. Though, other roles in WWE might still be available to him. Kofi has also been sidelined for months due to an ankle injury, as his last match took place back in February when he beat LA Knight on WWE Friday Night SmackDown. Xavier Woods, meanwhile, last wrestled in May, taking a loss to Dominic Mysterio on Raw. Fightful Select reports that the New Day are scheduled to take on the Viking Raiders, as the two teams feuded late last year, with the Viking Raiders coming out on top after a feud-ending Viking Rules match. So that report of the New Day being at Raw and taking on the Viking Raiders, I mean, they got that 100% spot on, because that's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened with this. So now let's take a look here and see what we got next on the show. The New Day returning, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston going up against, you guessed it, the Viking Raiders. Eric and Ivar, and they got Valhalla in their corner. So, Woods and Eric begin the action. The bell rings, Woods fires off some chops. Kofi tags in, and Woods whips him in the corner. Kofi then delivers an enziguri. Woods follows that up with a back suplex. Kofi lands a crossbody before Woods tags back in and delivers a standing elbow drop as he delivers a kick to Eric's leg before Valhalla hops up on the apron, allowing for Eric to hit a back elbow. Ivar tags in and ascends to the top and then delivers a splash heels for a pin, which Woods kicks out of. So Eric tags in, and the Viking Raiders rain down right hands on Xavier Woods as Ivar tags back in and delivers a right hand, and then tags in Eric. Eric delivers a kick to Xavier Woods' head, but Woods fires back, with a tornado DDT and tags in Kofi. Ivar tags in, and Kofi delivers a drop kick to him, and then a tornado DDT and tags in Kofi. Ivar tags in, and Kofi delivers that drop kick to him, follows that up with a splash in the corner, and then the crossbody off the top rope, and then takes a lap, and then follows that up with a boom drop, and then looks for the Trouble in Paradise as Ivar ducks it and lands a sit out, and then tags Eric back in the ring as Eric delivers a knee to Kofi's face and then tags Ivar in. Woods then tags in, and Kofi delivers the Trouble in Paradise. Woods follows that up with the Limit Breaker off the top rope for the 1, 2, 3, and the pin and the win. So your winners are Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day. Not surprised, Viking Raiders are not going to beat the New Day, especially with the New Day coming back. It just, no. New Day are going to be winners in this thing. You know, that was to be expected. If anybody expected anything else, I don't know why you would, you know, just in all honesty. Because the New Day, you know, even though they're multi-time tag team champions, I mean, they're a team that are still at that upper echelons at the top. And there's just no way, that they're going to take, a loss to the Viking Raiders. And the Viking Raiders are not even on the upper echelons of the tag team division to begin with. It's just truth. So, I mean, the New Day wins. Match was alright. It's not like it was anything great. It wasn't anything bad either. It was a match that was kind of there. A match that just, existed for the sake of existing. But anyway, we then had a backstage confrontation between Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler, of whom puts Becky Lynch on notice, saying, that you saw what she did to Zoe Stark, and she's like, you know what, I wanna, after your feud with Trish, I'm coming for the man, and Becky welcomed that. So, Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch is probably gonna be a thing here shortly, after the feud with Trish is over next week. So now we go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. The Judgment Day heads down to the ring. As the Judgment Day is coming down to the ring, Raquel Rodriguez blindsides Rhea Ripley in the ringside area and just rains down right hands on her before the referees separate the two women. Rhea Ripley breaks free, but more backup arrives in the form of Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Rhea Ripley tosses Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae into the barricade, and both women go right after Rhea Ripley before the officials come out and separate all three of them. So then we go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break again. Cody Rhodes, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth freaking Rollins head down to the ring, and then we got the Judgment Day. Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor with Rhea Ripley in their corner, going up against Cody Rhodes, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth freaking Rollins in the main event of the evening for WWE Monday Night Raw. 6-person tag. It's pretty much the same match with a couple new people thrown in. It's nothing spectacular, because WWE's creative is exactly that, not very creative at all. It would be nice if they would be more creative, but creative is definitely not their strong suit here. I think we all know that about WWE at this point, especially when Vince McMahon is in charge. Forget about it. Forget about it. Because he's got to be in charge. But anyway, let's get into the so-called main event of the evening for WWE Monday Night Raw. Alright. Despite there being some tensions from both sides as to who will begin the action, Shinsuke Nakamura and Dominic Mysterio are the ones to kick things off. The bell rings and the two men go back and forth with one another. Nakamura delivers the knee to Dominic's throat, but Priest pulls Dominic out of the ring before Nakamura can wear Dominic down any further. So at that time, we go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. Priest tags in and delivers a kick to Nakamura's midsection as he wears down Nakamura with a submission, but Nakamura fights his way out. Priest delivers an elbow to him in the corner and then tags Balor back in. Balor delivers a stomp and then tags in Dominic and Dominic goes flying into the ring and then tags Balor back in. Balor delivers a backbreaker before Priest, who's now the legal man, who delivers a leg drop. Seth tags in, he clocks Balor, and then delivers a sling blade and follows that up with a Falcon Arrow as he delivers a tope suicida to Priest on the outside, and then tosses him back in the ring and delivers one to Balor. So he looks to go flying, but Priest catches him with a right hand and delivers an elevated flatliner. He dumps Seth out of the ring and tags in Balor, who drop kicks Seth into the barricade. So we go to the commercial. We come back from the commercial break. Dominic Mysterio delivers the Three Amigos to Seth freaking Rollins. Seth, he fires back with a clothesline and reluctantly tags in Cody Rhodes. Finn Balor tags in and Cody Rhodes delivers a scoop power slam before setting up for the Crossroads. So Balor escapes. Cody looks for the Cody Cutter. Balor avoids it, the maneuver, and plants Cody's spine first. But Cody hits it on the second try as Cody sets up for the Crossroads. But Priest hits Seth with his Money in the Bank briefcase while the referee is distracted as he hands it over to Balor before being blindsided by Sami Zayn and tossed over the announce desk. Balor looks to hit the Crossroads with the Money in the Bank briefcase, but Seth provides a hand to Cody and super kicks Balor, using the briefcase for an extra little bit of pain. Cody then delivers the Crossroads to Balor for the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win. So your winners here are Cody Rhodes, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth freaking Rollins at the 6-man tag team match in the main event of the evening on WWE Monday Night Raw. Cody Rhodes, Shinsuke Nakamura, Seth freaking Rollins, the winners. Now, after the match, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, they continue to argue, right? But Sami Zayn interferes. Cody and Seth shake hands. Out of nowhere, Shinsuke Nakamura blindsides Seth freaking Rollins with the Kinshasa, and Shinsuke just saunters to the back as Monday Night Raw goes off the air. So, what is this leading to? Is this leading to Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the title? Is this leading to a triple threat with Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and Shinsuke Nakamura? I don't know what they're going to do, but that's just kind of where we're at. But, the main event, because we've seen so many different, reiterations of that 6-man tag, it was what it was. So, let's see. As far as anything else, nothing really. That's how Raw went off the air. Let's take a look. Shinsuke Nakamura lays out Seth freaking Rollins following the main event of WWE Monday Night Raw. A new challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship may have emerged on Monday night's episode of WWE Raw, which closed on the image of Shinsuke Nakamura walking away from the ring, having just completely demolished champion Seth freaking Rollins with a Kinshasa knee strike. The attack came after Nakamura and Seth were both on the winning team in the evening's main event as a 6-man tag team match, which they partnered with Cody Rhodes against the Judgment Day of Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio. Nakamura's inclusion in the match was unplanned, It was unplanned, at least within the fiction of the show. Cody and Seth were originally set to team with WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions Sami Zayn, but after he was attacked backstage by JD McDonough, Shinsuke Nakamura stepped in to take his place, and the notoriously eccentric Japanese star Shinsuke Nakamura had wrestled a match earlier in the evening, coming out victorious against Bronson Reed. WWE's next premium live event is Payback, which is scheduled for September 2nd, 2023 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's on a Saturday. And it is possible that the WWE is preparing for Seth freaking Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura as a potential headlining match. Now, Nakamura, who is a former WWE Intercontinental United States NXT and Tag Team Champion, in addition to his laundry list of accomplishments overseas for New Japan Pro Wrestling and whatever else, All Japan Pro Wrestling, all the major companies that he was a part of, Pro Wrestling Noah. There was a few things that he had a hand in, but New Japan Pro Wrestling was the big one. And Shinsuke has not challenged for a world title since 2018, when he had a series of matches with then WWE champion AJ Styles. So Shinsuke Nakamura, how do you guys feel about Shinsuke? I don't know if he's going to be a big star, because he hasn't been built up too good. But we'll see what they do with him, I really don't know where they're going to go with this. We'll just have to see it play out. And then just a little thing on Chad Gable here before we wrap up. Chad Gable becomes the number one contender for the WWE Intercontinental title on WWE Monday Night Raw. Alpha Academy's Chad Gable humiliated WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther by beating his 5-minute challenge on last week's WWE Monday Night Raw. And while Gunther restarted the match and ultimately got the win, Chad Gable will have the opportunity not only to get his win back against the Ring General Gunther, but also to take his Intercontinental title. And then on this week's Raw, Gable won a fatal 4-way match to become the number one contender to Gunther's Intercontinental Championship. The match was set up by Adam Pearce, that also involved Matt Riddle, Tommaso Ciampa, and Ricochet. The match was fast and furious with the advantage, changing hands on numerous occasions. But in the end, it was Gable who delivered a German suplex to Ciampa and bridged into the winning pinfall. It was a hometown victory for Gable, who hails from Monday's Raw host city, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Chad Gable celebrated with his young son after the match. Now, WWE is notorious for denying their talent hometown wins, but Gable bucked the trend and will now take on Gunther, who is approximately 1 month away from breaking the Honky Tonk Man's all-time Intercontinental title reign record of 454 days as the WWE Intercontinental Champion. So there you go. feel good story for Chad Gable. We'll see what he can do. I think Chad Gable, getting a title shot against Gunther is the right thing to do. And after Gunther breaks the record completely and he's standing, at the top, we'll see what happens. But I mean, I want Chad Gable to get that title. I do. I'd love to see Chad Gable with that title. I think he'd make a great Intercontinental Champion. Alright, so that's what we got for Raw. It's the full episode. I mean, you could hear the ups, the downs. Wasn't anything, too extravagant. It was a very middle of the road show to me. It did good storyline development for, getting matches in order for Payback, and that part of it, everything was done well. But it just was nothing really spectacular to me. It was above average. It was definitely an above average show, but this was also no 10 out of 10 show either. So I think I'm just going to go with this and say that WWE Monday Night Raw for today, Monday, August 7th, 2023. I'm going to give WWE Monday Night Raw a 7 out of 10. I think a 7 out of 10 puts it above average, into the decent side of things. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for Monday Night Raw. But they still could definitely use improvement. There's no doubt. No doubt about that. So anyway, guys, there you have it. That's going to do it for me right here on this episode of Beyond the Ring with Big T right here early this morning. And I will see you guys next time. And of course, yes, there will be a next time for me right here on Beyond the Ring with Big T. That'll be for your AEW Dynamite coverage, review results, everything that'll be coming your way on Wednesday after AEW Dynamite sometime. And I'll see what I'm going to do for, about SummerSlam, about making that up. Wasn't going to do it on Sunday, but something came up. And today was Raw. Thankfully, I was able to update everything with my OBS and get everything running on here, so I was able to get to you guys, early this morning and get this show out of the way. And now, since I was working through the night on that, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed and taking the rest of the day off, and then I'll see you guys on Wednesday for Dynamite coverage. But yeah, alright guys, hope you enjoyed it. Enjoyed Raw, the review, and like I said, I'll see all you guys next time. Yes, there will be a next time for me right here on Beyond the Ring with Big T. That'll be for your AEW Dynamite coverage on Wednesday Night Live after the Dynamite. And, don't forget us, and we won't forget you. And of course, if you want the best, and yes, I do mean the absolute best for all of your professional wrestling needs, right here on the internet, right here on YouTube.com today. Always remember to think Beyond the Ring with Big T. And then, of course, everybody, as always, thank you very much for watching and listening to your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show for today, Monday, August 7th, 2023. And then I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And thank you, WWE and Triple H. It felt more like a Triple H show for a decent show. But yeah, you guys definitely need to improve on a lot of the things here for us to have a really good show. But so yeah, thank you for watching and listening to your WWE Monday Night Raw review results show for today, Monday, August 7th, 2023. And then, of course, everybody, as always remember and never ever forget that I'm your host, Big T, and then I'll see all of you at the matches, and I'll see all of you for your AEW Dynamite coverage on Wednesday night. So make sure that you join me here for that. And then take care, everybody. I love you all. And of course, good night, everybody. Ha 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 ha.
This is M-Dog 20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you were checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T. Thank you, man. Big T.
Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring. Gable.